Hello. This week I'm going to talk about genre and adaptations through the many adaptations of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. So, starting with the 2005 film directed by Joe Wright. He really leaned into the romantic drama genre, and he did this through soft, warm lighting and dramatic sweeping landscapes, and it really focuses on the love story rather than the authenticity and staying true to the book. Whereas the 1995 BBC series directed by Simon Langston, because it was a mini series, it had more time to focus on the details and pace it slower, and focus on the not just the book's accuracy, but the historical accuracy of it. That's just something that you have more freedom to do in a series adaptation versus a movie adaptation, because you have the time. So there's also adaptations that aren't directly Pride and Prejudice. There's Pride and Prejudice Zombies. It's Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. 2016, directed by Burr Steers. So that one, I'm sure you can imagine, it's a horror comedy. Obviously way off base from the material. It's a very loose adaptation. And then Bridget Jones' Diary is also an adaptation, in 2001, directed by Sharon Maguire. That one is also a love story. It's a rom-com. So these are all different genres, different adaptations of the same material done in vastly different ways. So Bridget Jones' Diary is more contemporary. It tries to modernize the story. And that kind of, it changes the story and what that looks like a little bit. So the 2005 film was able to lean into the romance a little. It chose to lean into the romance more and focus on the small emotional details, like the chemistry between Mr. Darcy. So sorry, I'm blanking on. Elizabeth. Yes, so sorry. I was blanking on her name. It was able to focus on the romance between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy. Whereas... with like the hand flex as well. The like iconic hand flex scene. The 1995 miniseries was able to focus on audience expectations, with the costumes and pacing and the focus on the accuracy of the social etiquette at that time. The loosely based films obviously were not concerned with accuracy. They're parodies or social commentary on the issue. So the challenges that come with these adaptations, which there were, I believe there's actually one more, or it might be a series. It might be a series actually, that's in production right now. I believe to release on Netflix. But it's just each of these adaptations had to balance viewer expectations. So obviously, Jane Austen is an incredibly famous author, and to be true to the material and be respectful to the material while also putting their own unique spin on it. So in the 1995 BBC series, there was a lot of pressure on accuracy because they had the time and they had the focus to do that. And Joe Wright kind of had to balance more modern issue. Like it was, there was a focus on the naturalistic acting, and delivering a good love story. Whereas the loose adaptations had to balance putting their spin on it and also being respectful to the material. So they were also trying to avoid repetition. I mean, it had already been, I guess not with Bridget Jones' Diary, but it had already been done, you know. So anyway, that is my analysis of genre and adaptation through Pride and Prejudice. Thanks for listening.